President Trump did a press conference late last week where he talked about education, and he invoked both Howard Zinn and some writings from the New York Times. So I'm going to play what he said, and then I'm going to talk because I have a lot to say about it.
As many of you testified today, the left-wing rioting and mayhem are the direct result of decades of left-wing indoctrination in our schools. It's gone on far too long. Our children are instructed from propaganda tracks like those of Howard Zinn that try to make students ashamed of their own history. The left has warped, distorted, and defiled the American story with deceptions, falsehoods, and lies. There is no better example than the New York Times totally discredited 1619 Project. This project rewrites American history to teach our children that we were founded on the principle of oppression, not freedom. Nothing could be further from the truth.
All right. So there's a few things going on here. First, let's start with Howard Zinn. Howard Zinn wrote A People's History of the United States. However, he doesn't say what is incorrect about Howard Zinn's work. He just asserts that it's propaganda. He also incorrectly states Howard Zinn's mission statement or whatever. Trump says Howard Zinn and his goal was to make people feel ashamed of America, where that was never his stated goal. In fact, Howard Zinn's stated goal was to kind of cut through state propaganda. And obviously, because Trump is part of the state and he is obviously for state propaganda, he's against people who at any point in time were trying to cut against state propaganda. So I guess that's not super surprising in any way. But Trump is just wrong, and he's very clearly misrepresenting the goals of a writer that is on my TBR. So I feel like I have to address it, especially since Howard Zinn is deceased and he can't really address it himself. So yeah, Trump called Howard Zinn propaganda, and then he moved on to the New York Times. He didn't give any examples of propaganda for Howard Zinn, but for the New York Times, he did give one example. So, was this country founded on freedom, or was it founded on oppression? Well, Trump is using like very vague words, but no, it really wasn't founded on freedom. It was founded on freedom for white men, as women couldn't own property, black people were mass enslaved, Native Americans would be subject to a partial genocide. So again, Trump is once again using state-sponsored propaganda to mislead about things that happened within the country in a very American exceptionalist way. Because to say that this country was founded on freedom when there was slavery, when the country was founded, it's just obviously absurd. I think when you criticize the New York Times, you have to be very precise. In fact, I think I might have been too precise, because I'm pretty critical of the New York Times myself, and it leads to videos that are way too long a lot of times. But when you make statements that are just so clearly wrong, the way Trump did many times throughout this interview, you just look stupid. And it's frustrating to me because usually the New York Times is given far too much respect, I would say, from the mainstream. And the one good thing about Trump, which is to me fairly marginal, but he's willing to call out these institutions. However, he does it in an incorrect way, so it actually hurts the cause of people like me who attempt to accurately call out issues with the New York Times or with, whoever, Howard Zinn. I haven't read Howard Zinn yet, but he's obviously moving up on my TBR now because he's in the news. and his work is very important, and it's really like the gold standard for regular American history. And as you can clearly tell, Trump wants a propagandized version of American history, so he's attacking the most accurate version of American history for his own ends. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should I read Howard Zinn? Have you guys read Howard Zinn? What do you think of him? I know he published a book in 2009 before he died. Is that a good read? I don't know. But yeah, that's everything. See ya.